In 1884, Sir Arthur Evans, a British archaeologist, uncovered the Palace of Knossos, the capital of Minoan Crete. The palace was excavated in 1900, and upon discovering the bull-jumping frescoes, Evans theorized that maybe the Palace of Knossos was once ruled by King Minos, as mentioned by Herodotus, a famous ancient historian. Herodotus' famous work, The Histories, mentions Minos of Knossos, who ruled the sea. Although we have no idea if Minos was a name or a title, Evans heard the stories of Minos of Knossos, tied the bull-jumping murals together, and formed another theory. Was Knossos the Labyrinth from the Legend of Theseus and the Minotaur? I'd like to pose a question for you guys to think about throughout the video. Does this myth have any truth to it? That is to say, is it possible this myth was based on real events? Now let's take a look at this Greek myth. Minos was in the running to become king, along with his brother Sarpedon. However, Minos won the kingship and exiled his brother. King Minos wanted the gods' approval, so he prayed to Poseidon, god of the sea. King Minos received a white bull and was supposed to sacrifice it as a sign of gratitude. King Minos was in awe of the beautiful animal and decided to keep it. This angered Poseidon, and as punishment, he made the king's wife Pasiphae fall in love with the bull. Of course, you know what I'm getting to. This resulted in a hybrid creature, a male with the head and tail of a bull, known as the Minotaur. Pasiphae thought she could take care of the Minotaur, but as it got older, it became vicious. So as a result, King Minos instructed the master craftsman Daedalus to design a complex labyrinth in the palace to house the Minotaur. According to one version of the story, the city of Athens was held accountable for King Minos' son's death, Androgeus, so they had to pay tribute to the Minoan king. It is said that Athens rounded up 7 of the best noble youths and 7 of the most honorable maidens to be eaten by the Minotaur. They would travel by ship with black sails to show they were tributes. It was said to be a yearly tribute, but some versions of the story say every 9 years. It is at this point when we get to Theseus, the son of the Athenian king, Aegeus. Theseus volunteered to put a stop to the tribute by placing himself among the noble youths. When Theseus arrived on Crete, King Minos' daughter Ariadne instantly fell in love with him and decided to help him on his quest. The labyrinth was so complex that it was almost impossible to escape, so it is said that Ariadne gave Theseus a ball of thread that would guide him back to the entrance. At the entrance of the labyrinth, Theseus laid down the thread and continued his way through the labyrinth. Eventually, Theseus encountered the Minotaur. It was a tough battle, but Theseus ended up slaying the beast. Exiting the labyrinth became trivial, as all he needed to do was follow the thread. Theseus and Ariadne fled back to Athens, but for some reason, Theseus left her on the island of Naxos. It isn't clear if it was by accident or on purpose. It is different depending on what version you're reading. As the ship sailed close to Athens, Theseus made a serious error. He forgot to change the black sail to a white sail. The white sail represented his victory, so when King Aegeus saw the black sail in the distance, he assumed that Theseus had failed and threw himself off a cliff. In honoring King Aegeus, the Aegean Sea was named after him. So that is the legend of Theseus and the Minotaur. Now that we know the story, let's see if there's any truth to this legend, as you would be surprised. Here is the floor plan of the Palace of Knossos. As you can see, its layout can be interpreted as a maze. I can imagine getting lost in the palace. This could be a grain of truth to the myth. You could argue that the Palace of Knossos isn't the place of the labyrinth. Be in mind, it was just a theory from Sir Arthur Evans, based on the bull frescoes and ancient stories he had heard. Interesting enough, there are 2 more locations that could be the legendary labyrinth. One is the cave complex at Skotino on the Greek mainland, and the other is known locally as the Labyrinthios Caves near Gortyn, the ancient Roman capital of Crete, on the south side of the island, 32 kilometers or 20 miles away from Knossos. The caves are in fact a stone quarry used by the ancients. They are made up of 3.2 kilometer or 2-mile long interconnecting tunnels with wide cavities that led to dead ends. These caves have been visited by explorers as early as the 12th century. They too were looking for the mythical labyrinth. These caves just add another layer of mystery to the legendary tale. It makes you wonder what the first telling of the tale was actually like. Maybe the first story had no Minotaur or a legendary hero. It could be based on a true event, but was exaggerated over time. That, or we just haven't found the Minotaur bones. Thanks for watching. Do you guys think there is some truth to this tale? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. It really helps me out. If you haven't already, subscribe for more history content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.